Okay, students, so this new one today is Demo 3. And don't forget, if you're doing your own project, make sure you name your project, put your name, and put your period number, and RGB, and 32 by 18, because this is still for the laser cutter. Now, today's project is we're going to make cutouts of letters. So if you wanted some text, and we'll click here, so click text, and then click somewhere. And we could go ahead and type now. So I'm going to type my name, and you could type my name as well. Just write the word Swanson. And let's say we want to cut some letters out. So first thing you need to do is highlight it, because if you do not highlight it and you change the font, it does not change here. So highlight it, and then you can change. It'll show you what it looks like right here. And let's say you want to cut some letters out, and I'm trying to find one. Let's say these ones. So you want to cut these letters out. Maybe you want to make a toy, or I don't know, you're gluing these letters on a box or something like that. Um, you could actually start with the settings right here and do it directly from here. But I highly recommend, especially if you're going to send these off to be cut, is you go to Object right here. So make sure you have this highlighted, or you don't have to have it highlighted actually. You could just click on it, I do believe, and say Object, and then say Convert to Curves right here. Once again, click Object, Convert to Curves. That converts it all to curves. So these are now lines. It's not even letters anymore. Um, and see, when I click on it, you see how they're all lines now? They're like these, sort of like the, what is it called? The spline tool. It looks like somebody traced them all, which is nice. So if I need to cut them, I can just go here and say don't fill it. And then the line, click hairline, and then click red, 255 right here for the color. So once again, click hairline on the sides of the lines, and red, and that will look like that. And the laser will cut these letters out. You can glue them. How tall do you want these letters? Well, you could put, hey, I want them, and make sure you have this ratio locked. I want them 2 inches tall. Now, are all these letters 2 inches tall? They are not. That would be probably this tallest one is 2 inches. So if you want to know exactly about how tall these are individually, you could click this tool right here. It says parallel dimension. If you don't see that, click the corner and choose parallel dimension. And you could do something like click here. You can click here to here, and it'll tell you, oh, that's 1.43 inches. This is probably closer to 2 inches right here. See? 2 inches. So the biggest thing is 2 inches. So go ahead and delete it. Click the arrow, select it. Oops, I'm trying to select this thing right here. There we go. And then click delete on your keyboard. Anyway, so this is how you get it cut out. Um, if you're doing cursive and you want it cut out, you would click the tool and find a cursive font. For example, there's the Delia, there's this one, I think there's one called Laughing and Smiling. There's a few of them in here. There's not a whole lot. Freestyle Script is one of them, I think. Um, Laughing and Smiling should be in here. Here's one right here, Laughing and Smiling. So that one's really thin though. It would be really hard to cut that with wood without it just falling apart. So I'm going to choose a Delia. It's pretty popular right now. And I'm going to choose like 150. And I'm going to put my name in here. And let's say I want that cut out, right? So I can just click this, or like I said, you don't have to do that. You can just click on it and say Object, Convert to Curves. And then we can go over here to the bucket and say don't fill it. Click the line and click hairline, and then click the color and do 255 so the laser knows to cut that out. And if I click here on the background, but you can see the laser will follow this and cut that, then it'll cut this. They are not connected. It's just gonna, this piece will fall out, this piece will be separate, this piece will be separate, and like I said, that'll just be a little piece like completely cut out, and that's gonna happen over and over again. So we don't want that. So we're gonna go here to this red virtual segment delete tool. You can click the corner If you don't see it, click virtual segment delete. And we're going to go and make sure that this thing is continuous so that the name is right here. Just follow it. Make sure if this is one piece of wood, there we go. One piece of wood. Just go ahead and delete. You can do one at a time like that. Sometimes you can do two at a time like that. Or you can do one at a time like that. By the way, sometimes, let me undo. Sometimes I'll delete this line right here and this line disappears. It's weird. It's usually when there's a little gap here or something. If that ever happens and you're like, no, I want to stop, like when it deletes, I don't want to delete this whole thing. Or like I'll delete this and it'll keep deleting this whole line. So I'll sweep here, but it deletes all of that. If that happens, just click 2-point line and just put a line right here and say, I don't want you to go past that. Then click your virtual segment delete and go ahead and delete it. You can always just click the arrow right here and then click here and then just delete it, you know? So that's how you do it. Um, and you'll notice that it's one thing. However, and you can send this to laser cutter, it's fine, it'll cut and everything's great. If you're making this for like a poster though or something, just on a side note, and you go to bucket fill and you try to fill it, it's going to be messed up. That's just the way it is because it's not continuous, because the way it looks like it is, but it's not. So go here to the no fill. If you want it to be filled correctly, the right way to do that is to go to Windows, and I'm going to do this in multiple videos. Windows, Dockers, and then go to Join Curves. Make sure it's checked. So if it's not checked, you're going to go to Windows, Dockers, and click Join Curves right here. That will open it up on the side. You'll have your properties and your join curves right here. And this is how far it will join a curve. So these are all curves. And the reason it was doing that is somewhere it considers that this is not connected. And so it's saying, how far do you want to go to connect things? Point one usually does it. Every once in a while I've had to bump this up, but almost always point one is fine. I click apply, and then that's it. It should be one line now. Once you click apply, it's one line, and I have it highlighted. I clicked apply, and that's it. You should be done. So now when I click here and I go to properties and I fill it, you can see that it fills up just right. And that's important for other things when you're creating posters or when you're making stickers of this stuff and you want a certain color in there. For the laser cutter, that doesn't really matter. Our laser cutter doesn't do colors. It just cuts and engraves, and that's it. So it either burns something on or it cuts it, and that's it. So that's how that is done. And that pretty much covers everything. Go ahead and put your own name in after doing my names. Make sure your name is in here. And you can go ahead and submit this assignment by taking a screenshot. Make sure that you zoom in to your name uh, and the other names that you've practiced with and take a screenshot of this.